Hello YouTube, I'm just on my way for a game of golf. Now, the reason for me making this video is we're beginning to see, aren't we, that the powers that be are attempting to create a link between those who buy the precious metals in order to protect themselves from the dishonesty of government and terrorist organisations. Now, I'm certainly no terrorist. I don't mean anybody any harm. I work hard during the week, I pay my way, and I'm attempting to protect my family from the situation that the bankers and the politicians are continually creating. Now, the main problem in our current system is the money we use in our society. The fact that it has no actual basis in reality, and as such, of course, the currency can be expanded to the point of having no value whatsoever. So, to me, it's quite a prudent thing to do, to take the action required in order to protect yourself from these people. Everything really boils down to a promise in the current situation, a promise to deliver at a later date. Now, we've all learnt the value of a promise during our lives, in many instances to our loss. Now, that's when you learn the true value of a promise. So, to me, if you've anything about you, rather than relying upon a promise of the powers that be to deliver what is owed to you when it is owed, to me it's far more prudent to take some course of action in order to protect yourself from the fact that that promise is in all reality going to fall by the wayside. Now, as I say, I work hard, I attempt to save to protect my family, I attempt to put some savings to one side in order to provide for myself and my family, in my later years. And all I'm seeing in our society at the moment is those who are responsible and those who are prudent, those people are punished for being so. As I say, the system being as dishonest as it is, consequently it requires ever more acts of dishonesty in order to keep the system alive, i.e. QE1, QE2, QE3, etc., etc. Further manipulations. Free markets don't need to be manipulated. Dishonest markets do need to be manipulated, and obviously they are manipulated at every turn, as we're seeing revealed periodically in the mainstream media, although they don't refer to the many acts of dishonesty that occur as crimes. What they do is they deliberately go out their way to trivialise the acts of dishonesty that are committed by the banks and the politicians. By, in the case of the politicians, they call the lies that they constantly tell, they trivialise those lies by referring to them as spin. Or in the case of the bankers, they again trivialise the crimes they constantly commit by referring to them as mis-selling. And as such, your average man in the street who, in his current state of ignorance, is buying into the system and continually paying week after week for something which for instance a pension, for something which in all honesty he'll probably never receive. He obviously not knowing the true state of things and how so many manipulations are now in place in order to keep the system from collapsing in upon itself, it being the inverted pyramid that it is, balancing on a point and continually having to expand in perpetuity on the top side. So yeah, I'd just like to make it clear, I work hard, provide for my family, provide for my future, and I choose to do so by investing in silver. And as such, I'm not a terrorist. As I say, I don't mean anybody any harm. I don't wish to hurt anyone. All I desire to see is justice in my country. And of course I'm not seeing that. So you've basically got an elite who, being at the top of the pyramid as they are, quite clearly above the law. And as such, they get away with quite literally murder in many instances. But not only that, many of their crimes are of a financial nature. So yeah, I choose to protect myself and my family. And I don't know whether you buy into the system wholly, or whether you consider it to be prudent to have an alternative plan, let's say, to protect yourself from any sort of potential bumps that may appear in the road. But anyway, I'm almost at the golf club now. I'm going to go and have a game of golf. One of the few things I get to do other than working, being that the cost of living now is as astronomical as what it is, and it rises at an ever increasing pace, unlike my wages, of course, which have never gone up in the last 4 years. So thank you for your time. I'm not a terrorist. I'm a hard-working, honest man who's taken some prudent action to protect himself from the dishonesty of our government which works in league, which operates in league with the banking criminals in order to systematically fleece the people of everything. So thank you for your time. Bye bye.